Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another TradingView update. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum hitting new all-time highs yesterday, which is great to see. The move that we're expecting over the next 2 months is finally starting to take shape. The good thing about the most recent rally also that definitely we need to look at is the fact that funding rates are staying flat, or if not, are actually pulling back somewhat. So that suggests that this time around, the buys being made in the market, both on Ethereum and on Bitcoin, are driven in the physical spot markets, and people aren't using leverage to go into the position as much as they were before. You can see that nicely here on Bitcoin, where the price has exploded up into the mid 60s. Ethereum is coming at the funding rates are coming off somewhat, and starting to stay relatively flat. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, we're now nearing this first 1.618 Fib retracement level, which is the June low and the September high. I expect we'll run into a little bit of resistance here, might even see a pullback. To me, what's important now is kind of testing this level of previous resistance. It's now support. I'll pull this out a bit more. This, for me, a pullback to 64 before we test this and move back higher is definitely on the cards. And it's just a healthy little move lower to make sure that RSI doesn't get to overbought levels, and that the market just continues to reset nicely. Above this level, the important thing to look out for will be the 71K area. This is, can I see it? Here we go. So these are the logarithmic growth curves that we're seeing. And historically, whenever we reach the top or bottom of one of these sections, we start to see some significant price action. So on the previous one here, you can see how prices will tend to consolidate in and around these levels of the log growth curves. And I expect we'll see some sort of similar action take place here. Either we will reject it and move lower quickly, or we'll continue to have some sideways pricing action that we saw, similar to what we saw at the beginning of October. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. That said, next few days, probably expect to move back into the mid 60s before we move yet higher still. On Ethereum, if we start with the funding rates, you can see here much better, much even more clearer than on Bitcoin, how the funding rates are really being reset, really flat across the board, 0.01% on Binance, despite this continuous move higher. So this is a really healthy market that we expect to carry on going up over the next few weeks. Intraday, I do expect a slight pullback to 4,600 over the next few days, just sticking in line with what we've seen so far since the beginning of October, where we've had this trading channel. We've had this trading channel here, and every time we've reached the top of this channel, we've corrected back towards the middle. So that's where that's where the theory comes from, that we'll probably move back lower, test this 4,600 before moving higher still. One thing to note is that we've broken through the upside of the 2021 trading corridor that we had been in for the majority, or have been in for the majority of the time so far this year. Last time this happened, we had a very explosive move higher, where the price almost doubled in the space of a few weeks. I don't want this to take place yet. I think that any quick move higher would be countered by just an aggressive pullback. But yeah, this is one thing to keep an eye on for now. That's it from us. Have a good day.